Okay, Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, I know. On one level, I was holding off from this game because the fanboyism is rather sickening, and this coming from a fan of the game. This means as I reveal the worldview, people will most likely be saying, "So what? It doesn't matter because it's awesome!" People are rather dull when it comes to understanding how worldview affects everything in their lives and how a game can change one's worldview or how one views the game, which can lead to a horrible video that I tore apart under the guise of a gold dragon. That said, with a game like Kingdom Hearts, the former is more likely to occur than the latter simply because of the setting and the story. It would take a lot of work to fit the Illuminati into the equation, although that didn't stop them last time. Kingdom Hearts 2 involves Sora the protagonist, Donald the Git, and Goofy the Master of the Obvious waking up somewhere they don't know and finding that the Heartless are still at large. They meet Yen Sid, Mickey's teacher, and find out that darkness yet lingers in every heart, which means that there is still Heartless wherever they go. They then find out that there are these things called nobodies, which do not exist and are doing something very bad. They are the empty shelves of one who have become heartless and should not and do not exist, for they are nothing. You know, for something that doesn't exist, Zaldin hits really hard. That boss was the hardest in the whole story part of the game, not including Sephiroth, but he's optional so he doesn't count. Sora goes around and saves the various world from various small-time plots that have something to do with friendship and, more often than not, have something about romance of the sort. This reflects on Sora, since he has feelings for Kairi, who he doesn't see until the end when he meets up with Riku. Incidentally, their main goal was to find Riku and the King and Kairi, which then evolves into stopping Organization 13, which is the organization of nobodies who are trying to create an open Kingdom Hearts in order to make themselves exist. Those of you with any iota of Asian worldview knowledge will probably be screaming at the screen that this is Taoism! Congratulations, you get the Goofy prize for stating the obvious. Step right up and get your reward right next to the thousands of others who screamed it because they saw it at the end of my first Kingdom Hearts video. For those of you who have no idea what Taoism is, allow me to give you a quick summary. Taoism, at the most basic level, as a philosophy and worldview, wants people to study nature, and when one studies nature, one will learn to live in harmony with it. Emphasis on living in harmony with nature. The two things that Taoism teaches involving nature are that everything comes from nothing and the whole yin-yang light-dark balance crap that you know of my theory on if you watch my Mini Ninjas video. Now, for those of you who have no idea how this fits into the video game of Kingdom Hearts 2, fear not, for I am here to bring your uneducated mind and make it educated if that's even possible. The entire worldview of the game can be summed up by a line at the end of the game. Here, allow me to play you a video of the last sequence before the final confrontation.
Heroes from the realm of light. I will not allow it to end this way. Not yet. If light and darkness are eternal, then surely we nothings must be the same. Eternal.
You're right. Light and darkness are eternal. Nothing probably goes on forever too. But guess what, Xemnas?
That doesn't mean you're eternal.
No more eternal than that radiance of yours.
Yep. Ignoring the less than perfect voice acting compared to Christopher Lee, let's break that down. Not that it's really needed. We just need to look at Riku's statement. You're right. Light and darkness are eternal. Nothing probably goes on forever too. That is a confirmation of some of the Taoist ideas. Sure, they do not mention that everything comes from nothing, but since they do not mention where everything else comes from, one must assume that it comes from nothing to begin with. I should perhaps point out that if you are a Christian parent who are using this as an excuse to prevent your kids from playing games, you're doing it wrong. I don't adore some games, but others like this I enjoy. Despite the obvious Taoism, there's a strong sense of loyalty throughout the game. Sora's constantly searching for his friends. Axel, a nobody from the organization gone rogue, is loyal to Roxas. Sora's nobody from the organization gone rogue. Most of the characters in the worlds are loyal and willing to follow and work for someone that is greater than themselves. On top of this, there is a definite evil. The Heartless are evil, and the Heartless are darkness incarnate, but the developers kind of ruined the idea when Riku has dark powers. But they only really botched that in Chain of Memories. King Mickey at one point says to Riku, "You don't belong to the dark anymore, Riku," which helps, but it flies in the proverbial face of this dark is evil idea and makes it more of dark as a power that tends toward evil. The main evil force are the nobodies, who are evil because they are making Heartless go after Sora so that when he defeats them, they can take their heart so they can exist again. Yes, you do not exist unless you have a heart. The thing at the center. Heart, soul, mind, and strength. From in to out. Despite all the wrongs, they get something right. Anyway, I was going somewhere with this. Oh, yeah, parents. There is no problem with a child playing games as long as they understand what they're taking in. It is really no different from movies or books. Everyone wants to censor those too, and some are still censored. So allow me to speak plainly. The ratings are there for a reason. If your child cannot handle the content, wait until he or she can. Let them play the game and let them learn. If you're a Taoist, this game is perfect for you, and I thoroughly disagree with you. If you are a Christian, then I say, okay, let them play it, because at the end of the day, it's still fun, and that is what the games are for, in case some of you out there have forgotten. Just make sure they have a sufficient mental firewall that'll tell them, this is a game, it has nothing to do with real life. If you continue to rage against these things, I may be able to finally alleviate my urge to rip something apart in dragon form.